Hi, I'm Albert. These are vlogs about nothing. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch these videos. I really appreciate it. And in case you didn't know, I make 4 every day. They're all just down below. And if you're not already a subscriber, please make sure you take a couple of seconds to subscribe. You'll get notifications to new videos and stuff. And remember, you'll get at least 4 a day because that's what I'm currently doing. And so right now I want to talk about the gig economy. And more importantly, I want to talk about how the gig economy can impact people's lives in terms of what it can provide for them. And I'm going to be focusing on the positive things of the gig economy as of this speech in this very moment so that we can sort of maintain that sort of movement forward towards good progress and beneficial stuff. And while there are a lot of bad things about the gig economy, I am going to just focus on the good parts of the gig economy, which are flexibility, social growth, and then finally an opportunity to get into a career long term that you may not have thought that you would be in to begin with, which is a good thing. And so, first, flexibility. 70% of all female gig workers are also the primary breadwinners in their home. And so, that being said, especially with single moms being a large part of that female gig working populace as it pertains to being the primary breadwinner, and just the sheer fact that there are jobs that offer the kind of flexibility one would allow to still be there to pick up your child from daycare and or to drop them off or at school or at extracurricular activities. I mean, I just know that flexibility is a good thing when it comes to scheduling, and 53% of all gig workers identify with the fact that the main reason they're gig workers is because of the control that it affords over their career development. And so that's pretty big right there, being able to be so flexible and try different workplaces that you're assigned to. And there's all different kinds of arrangements in the modern age of how flexibility pertains to gig working. And that could be from the downloading of an app. And you can, again, just Google all this stuff. They're basically local as far as my experience has been now. There aren't too many, if any at all, national providers of temporary work that's not driving kind of things. And so I say that because I know you can be like an Uber driver in one state and or a DoorDash driver. I know that for a fact because I DoorDash, and you can go to a different state and DoorDash. And so that kind of counts with being super flexible and everything. But as far as jobs and placement and things in brick and mortar go, there's a number of different places that you can sign up and participate in all different kinds of work. It could be retail, it could be hospitality, it could be labor and construction, it could be administrative. And so again, the kind of flexibility that gig work offers is unprecedented. It's priceless as far as working people go. I mean, I know this because I've utilized these services for going close on to a decade now, and I really like the link in the article below, and I encourage you to read the article in the LA Times written by a woman named Sarah Simanson. Wonderful article, just a really quick read, but she discusses more of the ups and downs of gig work and how it still is a very beneficial thing in the long run. It can provide social experience, and by social experience, I mean there's not a lot of time in the world when you can be at a place that you're paid to be at and make new friends. And often your colleagues and your coworkers do and or become some kind of friend. And I think some of those friendships are long lasting and go outside of work. I know myself, for example, I've met a handful of people who I strongly consider my friends, and I'd see them and we'd hang out and everything outside of work, and that's because I met them doing gig work at a temporary spot where I did not work there all the time, but I worked enough there to be known in a way that I could make friends and stuff. And I always thought that was kind of cool. And finally, the opportunity for career growth. And so 45% of all gig workers are millennials. And so with such a large gap in a generation of work stewardship as it would be, I guess, the amount of time or work tenure. There aren't a lot of millennials who've worked in the same place for a long duration of time. A lot of millennials or people who identify as millennials have been a big part of the gig industry in terms of working short term positions on a contractual basis for a set period of time, ranging from a half a day, to months on end. And so there are various aspects of the gig economy, but I do think that overall the benefits outweigh the negatives. And I think if you've never been a participant of the gig economy and you're looking for part time work, maybe a different kind of part-time work could be conceived as gig work, and it's definitely seeking out to see if it would be beneficial for you. And so that's what I got on the gig economy. Again, thank you very much for watching the videos. I really appreciate it.